Hello, I'm the member for Richmond, the Right Honourable William Hague, and I will die for our miserable, shitty existence.
Phil here, and I'm here with some really awesome radiographers. Yeah. There's Andy. Oh, Andy's escaped. So who's this?
Jenny.
Jenny. And it's only the whole of the internet. There's Charlotte.
Yeah.
Don't worry. And there's my machine that I get zapped on. Varian Edge. Hey internet. So yeah, interesting day at Clatterbridge today. Got to meet lots of interesting people. One of the ones that really stood out was actually finally getting to meet Dave Walton, and I have to say Dave Walton is something of a hero to me, because when I was first diagnosed and I was in that really dark place where you're really shocked, he was the first person that responded to me and kind of shook me out of that nasty phase. So it was finally good to shake that man's hand, and I know he went for an MRI today, so I'm just going to be praying that he has some good results from that. He told me that he isn't on the ketogenic diet now, or that they're not doing it at Walton or something, which to me sounds a bit wrong of Walton, because that diet is something which has a wealth of data on it that now proves that it can really put these nasty high-grade tumours in control for a lot longer. And it's a diet that I know for certain that I'm going to have to stay on for the rest of my life. I'm fine doing that because I love seafood and fish and all that, so I'm just lucky that I happen to enjoy a lot of what's on it already. I think that at Walton they were probably doing the diet wrong, because I know they were using the urine test strips, so just testing the urine ketone levels, where what you really need to be doing is checking the blood ketone levels. The blood ketone levels are the most accurate reading you can get when you want to get into ketosis. And when you're in ketosis, you need to stay there. And if you come off the diet, then obviously it will kick you out of ketosis. And being in ketosis is it's good for the brain. There's a lot in that diet that involves DHA, which is extremely important for the brain. And I did try to raise the flag a bit when I was at Clatterbridge a couple of weeks ago, that I'm not entirely sure that they're doing that trial correctly. I know they had a dietitian and so on, but was it the right dietitian? I've learnt so much about this diet from all over the world, and I think it's important to cite people like Dominic DiGanastino and Dr. Colin Champ. Now these two individuals, they've done things like TED Talks and so on, and especially Dominic. And Dominic's in cancer research, and he's done a lot of the kind of mixing research with hyperbaric oxygen and the effects of ketosis on cancer. So he's making a lot of headway with this research, and I think it's important that Walton get back on track, and if they're going to run a trial that's on the ketogenic diet, then they actually do the ketogenic diet properly, and they provide the correct testing equipment, and they stick to the diet guidelines correctly. Although, on a positive note, seeing Dave today, he did look quite good. I know he's feeling a bit rough still after being in hospital from 5 seizures that he had, but I got a good feeling that he's going to be all right. I'll be hoping for that, because he's quite important to me, because he really got me out of a really bad place, and then obviously then I went on to meet other people like Andrew Scarborough, and he obviously helped me sort this diet out in a bit more of an accurate way, thanks to all the research he's done. Now, it's important to note that I never specifically follow someone on their protocol or their specific treatments. I've seen a lot of people on the support forums and so on that are trying to say, oh, give me like a list of exactly everything you do and I'll do it. And that's not something I would advise, because all these kind of DIY remission attempts that we're doing are personalised. And so I'm on this ketogenic diet because it works for me. It might not work for someone else. Although if you have a brain cancer, then it's something that I would highly recommend. I would, but then again, I have like cannabis oil. That's not going to be for everyone as well, but it works for me, especially with my underlying anxiety. It keeps things in control. And I also, certain supplements that I take, might not be right for other people. You have to really do a lot of trial and error with yourself when you're supplementing and going on a specific diet. For example, I can't go on a restricted ketogenic diet like Andrew, because, or I could, but it's not. That's what's right for him. It might not be right for me because I don't have the certain food tolerances that he has, and that could sometimes be related to the location of your tumour. The location of your tumour in the brain can actually give you different food intolerances and so on. So sometimes the ketogenic diet can be, much more difficult for one brain cancer patient for another. So obviously for me, I'm lucky that it happens to be a very easy diet for me to stick to, something I enjoy, gives me a lot of energy, especially when I need it most at the moment, being so late into the radiotherapy, only having just less than 2 weeks left of it now. Something that's really been noticeable to me today is that I've spoken to a lot of people at Clatterbridge, other patients, and I've yet to meet a nasty person there. And I've yet to meet a brain tumour patient that hasn't had some kind of positive impact on all our lives, basically. All the brain tumour patients I know have had careers that help other people, and spectacular careers, basically. Careers that you would really look up to. And I just think it just really brings it home to me that how indiscriminate this horrible disease is, and the whole fact that I can't pay road tax because I can't drive at the moment, and although I'm fortunate to be able to work from home, a lot of people aren't. A lot of people have jobs where they have to leave and claim benefits like PIP and so on, and it's just such a massive shame that the government's only funding. I know I always go on about this shortfall in funding, but it really is important for this point that there's people out there that have this disease that are so useful to the UK population, and it's not, if something happens to them, it's not just that I would miss them or their family and loved ones would miss them. It's that you'll end up missing them too. And that's why I really think we've got to get louder, and I really must appeal to you all to try to contact your local MPs about the debate that's coming up in Parliament to increase funding into brain tumour research. And because I've got my MP on board now, I was lucky that she rang me up, a very nice woman called Susan Ellen Jones, and if you guys could contact your local MPs, there is actually a template that you can use for the email that when you contact your MP, and that template can be found at braintumorresearch.org. If you look at their section that says lobbying, And if you don't know who your local MP is, or you've never contacted them, if you go to a website called writetothem.com, just type in your postcode into that website and it will bring up all your councillors, but most importantly it will bring up your local MP. So if you could email your local MPs, let's see if we can get this as far and wide as possible and try and get that template emailed to them. All you have to do is just replace the template with like your name at the bottom or so on. It would mean a great deal to us all if you could help us out this way. Because what we need is, when that debate happens in Parliament, we need as many MPs as possible to be there at that debate, and we need as many MPs on our side as possible. I'm lucky that my MP has confirmed that she's going to be at the debate. Unfortunately, I don't think she can vote on it because she is front bench, but I'm sure there's people out there that have an MP who is eligible to vote. So please help us out, guys. So I'll leave it there then, so I hope you all have a great night. See ya.
Keep on moving, hold your head up high.